1 minute.
All right. Welcome to the morning show. We're on our behind-the-scenes coverage of our soon-to-be live here on the air broadcast over at the station. Mr. Jesse Sanchez kicking it up over there, making sure we're good to go. How you doing, Jesse?
Doing good, doing good. Can't wait to start.
All right. So if you guys are tuning in from anywhere around the world, especially if it's cold in your section, how cold is it? A lot of power outages. So if you're watching on borrowed time, make sure you have a solar panel charger. Those are good. Those are handy in cases like this. Remember we talked about that a while back, Jesse? Have one of those
Right?
crank power radio.
It is good to have.
Yeah. Good for your devices in the event that this happens. I'm about ready to go buy me one just in case.
2 seconds. Here we go.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience there, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TV, LinkedIn, and much, much more. Don't forget to get us on your Alexa app. Glad to have you with us. On today's show, we got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Jesse, I understand you're looking at some of the news headlines, especially places, power outages. What's going on over there?
Yeah, my friend lives in Lavernia, Texas. So that's pretty close to San Antonio. And she's just reporting constant power outages. I have some people I follow in Texas, and I'm not gonna lie. Are we gonna get any of that cold or snow or any over here?
I think we're gonna get some cold, but we talked about this just the other day, and millions are still left without power. Oddly enough, again, Texas woke up to another day without power. 3.4 million Texas customers still without power. That's due to the winter storms. A lot of finger pointing as to whose fault it is. Obviously, what people sometimes don't know is, although you may have your own power station, sometimes they get power from outside of the area. That's being discussed as whether that is one of the problems, if not many more. People are being recommended by AAA to be very careful out there during this winter season as well. And they're saying the driver's best bet is to stay home when wintry weather coats the roads in snow and ice. For those who do have to go out, make sure to have a bag of abrasive material like sand, salt, or cat litter, a snow shovel, and traction mats, an ice scraper and window washing liquid, booster cables, a flashlight, along with warning flares or triangles, a cell phone and charger, extra set of gloves, and a blanket. I know I've heard of some that have gotten stuck, even up here in Big Bear. A good friend that I used to grow up with, actually, his mom was sharing how he ended up getting stuck on the road waiting for somebody to come. And that's never a situation you want to find yourself in. Make sure to have emergency food supplies such as power bars, beef jerky. Oh, God, I want some beef jerky now. And other foods you can eat in your vehicle. Carry water with you. That's expert advice, especially if you got ice around the area. And be careful, of course. Sometimes there are certain areas across the road. I saw a video yesterday of a couple walking out their porch, and they fell down the steps, hurting themselves. So again, slippery when wet is definitely still a thing, even in your own area. Have you ever been near the cold front of anywhere where all of a sudden you think it's easy to walk on, all of a sudden you go slipping in it?
No, unfortunately, I've never had that. I've never had that done to me.
Fortunately.
But when we first moved to Moreno Valley, there was actually one storm, and it actually made the sidewalk extremely slippery. While I didn't fall, my dad did. And hilarity came. I felt bad.
Yeah, it's one of those that you try to hold back and then you just can't, right? I mean, what are you going to do? Today's National Day of Days, which I think one of these you should just want to celebrate just because. It's National Cabbage Day, National Random Acts of Kindness Day, and Ash Wednesday. If, of course, you are Catholic, Ash Wednesday is kind of the only option you got for today, right? Right? That's a Catholic thing, right? Or Christian? If you're Christian and or Catholic.
Is it? I have no idea what Ash Wednesday is.
Yeah, Ash Wednesday is signals the beginning of Lenten season for Christians. It takes place 46 days before Easter, the day after Shrove Tuesday. Evidently, Shrove Tuesday doesn't get a lot of attention, but I think it should. Ash Wednesday services focus on the death and repentance the ashes represent. In many churches, the ashes are made from the palm branches that are burned from the previous Palm Sunday service. Following a service or mass, the pastor or priest will invite the congregation to receive the ashes on the forehead. A cross pattern or other similar mark is made. The solemn day begins at a time of meditation, reflection, self-examination, study, and contemplation when Christians consider their own mortality and sinfulness in preparation for Easter. That's the one where I always hear, and then the question is like, what do you give up at the same time? I've heard people going, I give up caffeine, right? Is that Ash Wednesday? I get.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Lent or whatever it's called.
Oh, that's Lent. I get confused between Ash and Lent. I apologize. I apologize to those that observe that. But it's also National Random Acts of Kindness Day, and you can do that one as well. That's a pretty good one. In New Zealand, where it originated, it's recognized by some on other days throughout the year. You could do it there. The Random Acts of Kindness Foundation is an internationally recognized nonprofit organization founded upon the power belief in kindness and dedicated to providing resources and tools that encourage acts of kindness. Mark Twain said, kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Speaking of kindness, we're actually going to be talking about promoting kindness in the workplace a little bit later on with expert Christina Janzer, who's the Senior Director of Research and Analytics at Slack. If you haven't heard of Slack, it's something you actually want to do at work. When they say don't slack off, you say, oh, yes, I've got it quite easily on my phone device. Of course, a lot of workplaces using Slack as a communication device. And if you use it, let us know how you like it at the work. And if you don't have it, you might want to make sure to have it. It actually brings workplaces together and helps everybody do the work quickly and expediently. And this is before the whole pandemic happened. So I'm sure a lot more companies are using it as well. And there you go. All right. Some other things here. A lot of people are still wondering what's going on in the $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness plan because Biden rejected it. Yeah, $50,000 student loan debt forgiveness plan, which was pushed by certain Democrats. He made it clear that he disagrees with other members of his party who want to cancel $50,000 of student debt per borrower. He said, quote, I will not make that happen. And so he said that after a member of the audience said his proposal to cancel $10,000 per borrower doesn't go far enough. Top Democratic congressional leaders, including Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, are calling on him to cancel at least $50,000 per borrower, reintroduced a resolution this month urging Biden to take action, arguing that he has executive power to do so. He argues that the government shouldn't forgive debt for people who went to Harvard and Yale and Penn. He's also indicated that he believes Congress should make changes through legislation, which would make them harder to undo. White House Secretary Jen Psaki said at a briefing, the president has and continues to support canceling $10,000 of federal student loan debt per response as a response to the COVID crisis. She added that the president is calling on Congress to draft the proposal and looks forward to signing it. Now, there are payment deferrals extended through September. And one of his acts on student loan payments and interest, the relief benefit put in place, says that federal student loan borrowers will not have to make payments until October 1st at the earliest. He does support making community college free for everyone, making public four-year colleges free for students from families who earn less than $125,000 a year, and changing the existing system to make sure student loan payments are more affordable. Of course, there's a lot of questions on that, but a memo from the lawyers at Harvard's Legal Services Center and the Project on Predatory Student Lending says the Department of Education has the power to do so. The question is, are they going to do it at all? So that's something to kind of discuss. Do you think that they might ever get to the point where they say free college for everyone?
I highly doubt it, because then what about all the people that paid their college debt? Do they get their money back?
That's kind of my question. That's why I'm kind of wondering why he said Harvard. I mean, does he understand how many people go to Harvard and the other ones that don't? But you know what? I'm sure there's more to this story. I'm sure there is. Yeah, I hope so too. All right, let's go ahead and go to the comments here in social media. Let's see. Maria says, hello, good morning. We got Linda tuning in. Good morning, Linda. Good to see you there. Stephanie Reed says, hello, happy editing and script writing this glorious day for today's awesome, busy, chilly, cold, sunny day ahead. Maria in Canada says, -2. That's where she's got over there. Just shoveled 4 feet of snow from her driveway and around the house. She says, lucky she still got power there. Another winter storm is due tomorrow. Again, a lot of people buckling down over there. Angel Robertson tuning in from Scotland. Thank you, Angel. Good to see you over there. Hope you're doing well. And Maria says, this is a smart idea, by the way. Turn on your Google or iPhone location for the family to track you. Very, very important, especially like times like this, because you never know, right? You never know. And then make sure that it's charged. Don't let it get uncharged. Okay. Rosalie says, happy Wednesday. Hello, Rosalie. Happy Wednesday to you. And then we've got others as well tuning in. Let's see. Amara says, today we will donate 41 coats, hats, and gloves to the middle school in my area. That's my kindness act for today. That's a pretty big act of kindness, I will say. So there you go. All right. We're gathering some news stories as well. Obviously, the Arctic is blasting way many. If you're in one of these areas, please be careful. That's what we're dealing with right here, right now. Here's the latest information. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said widespread delays would impact vaccine shipments across the country due to the weather, with several vaccine distribution locations already shutting down. The New York Times reports 23 deaths related to the storms. Auto production has been suspended or shut down in the largest plants owned by General Motors, Ford, and Toyota from Texas to Indiana. Walmart closed roughly 500 stores due to the conditions. Most of the central corridor of the U.S. has entered a deep freeze, triggering rolling power outages from North Dakota to Texas, and more storms are on the way. President Biden has approved a disaster proclamation for Texas as millions of residents deal with power outages. The temperatures have seized up natural gas pipelines, wind turbines, and oil wells in the region, slicing 2 million barrels per day from U.S. output. Of course, there's a demand on that already. So the question is, what's next? Be careful if you're in any one of these areas. Make sure, again, that you let people know where you're at, when you're at, and buckle down over there. Of course, enjoy the fun out there. We see people ice skating and people doing some fun stuff, but be careful. I saw one where they were ice skating, I guess, and then they were crippled. I guess the ice cracked, and they all the ones ice skating ended up having to be I think we got a video of that somewhere. But we're going to take a quick break here on the morning show. We'll regroup, get some more stories, some late breaking stories. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
$10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the Tax Relief Hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control and in many cases get the breathing room you need. Garnish wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately, but you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call the Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Don't let insurance companies make decisions for you. Go to Pass Auto Center in Banning, your one-stop repair facility with full collision repair, auto maintenance, service, and an authorized smog center. You'll also find a full-service used car lot to fit every budget with the right vehicle for you. Trade-ins are accepted and they pay cash for your car. Pass Auto Center at 2609 West Ramsey in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway between Sunset and 22nd. Call 951-849-7878.
Standard time is here. That means shorter days and cooler nights that make you want to stay inside. Don't get caught in the cold. Franklin Mechanical Systems can do a preventative maintenance check on your heating unit to get it working right. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems, for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and stay warm today.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, and joining our live stream audience there. Don't forget, we got lots of other great programming here at the station, and throughout the day we have Dave Ramsey tuning in a little bit later. Who else do we have later on today, Jesse?
Right after you, we have Here's to Your Health, which is a great program about health and medicine today. Later on, we have Tech Zone. Like you said, Dave Ramsey. We have One Life Radio, which is a holistic radio service based in Texas. They're always a fun bunch to listen to. And we have so much more, so it pays to listen in.
Yes, it does. If you want to get some of the great programming here, just download our app. It's free, KMET 1490 AM. Even if you don't have the video portion of it, you could just download the app. It's free. Also, SoundCloud. We always have all the great stuff there as well, so you can always check that out and always be ahead of the game rather than behind it. That's always important. So this is interesting, Jesse. Massive holes are forming in the Siberian permafrost unlocked by scientists. These are craters that have been appearing in parts of the Russian Arctic. And oddly enough, Jesse, I mean, if you found a huge crater and or a hole like this, what would you do?
Knowing me, I'd probably throw something down there to investigate.
Yeah, like maybe it's a place that, would you send I would send like a rover first, though, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, you don't want to send a human being.
That'd be terrible. Right. Obviously. A huge, massive crater appeared violently and explosively in the Siberian tundra last year. A powerful blowout of methane gas throwing ice and rock hundreds of feet away, leaving a gaping circular scar in the empty and eerie landscape. It was the 17th hole to appear in Yamal and Gida peninsulas in the Russian Arctic since the first was spotted in 2013. Mystifying scientists. The craters are thought to be linked to climate change. Drone photography, 3D modeling, and artificial intelligence are helping to reveal their secrets. Lead research scientists at the Skolkovo Institute of Science and Technology Center actually said the new crater is uniquely well preserved, as surface water hadn't yet accumulated in the crater when we surveyed to study a fresh crater untouched by degradation. Sorry, not degradation. I promise you I went to school. It was also the first time researchers have been able to fly a drone deep into the crater. See, that's smart. Like with a little... Did you ever see The Abyss?
I have seen The Abyss. I love them.
Yeah, it says it captured the shape of the underground cavity where methane had built up. Chuvalin was part of a Russian team of scientists who visited the crater. Their findings were published in the journal Geosciences last week. The drone took around 80 images. But according to this, the Oil and Gas Research Institute of the Russian Academy of Sciences served as the drone pilot. said he had to lie down on the edge of the 10-story deep crater and dangle his arms over the edge to control the drone. 10-story deep crater. Yikes. He says 3 times we got close to losing it, but succeeded in getting the data for the 3D model. The model, which showed unusual grottos or caverns in the lower part of the crater, confirmed what scientists had hypothesized. Methane gas builds in a cavity in the ice, causing the mound to appear at ground level. The mound grows in size before blowing out ice and other debris in an explosion and leaving behind the massive crater. What's still unclear is the source of the methane. It could come from deep layers within the Earth or closer to the surface, or a combination of the two. Permafrost is a natural reservoir of methane, which is a potent greenhouse gas, much more effective than carbon dioxide at trapping heat and warming the planet. So there you go. So now you got pockets of space just kind of starting to buckle down. You know what, Jesse? I don't know what's going on with this Earth. I really don't.
Right. Now, when you said holes in crate, I didn't fathom that size. So, yeah, you blew my mind with that picture.
Get it?
Yeah.
Blue?
Yeah. Wow, that is crazy. Yeah, I did not believe it was that big.
Yeah, and size and scope, you have to look at it from like a drone view. It's pretty crazy stuff. I enjoy science. I just don't enjoy when massive black holes appear, or sometimes like in the ocean, you know, when there's like a huge section of just like darkness, or no, thank you. All right, we're gonna take a quick break here on the morning show. We'll be back with more. Speaking of kindness in the workplace, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Who is the Atua Man? Can you imagine exploring spiritual consciousness through an exotic action-adventure story? The Atua Man is masterfully illuminated in this self-discovery novel by John Stevenson. Dive into the page-turning epic hero's journey, weaving together high action with spiritual revelation. Join the Atua Man and his colorful cohorts as they travel through the majestic Hawaii, the hidden mysteries of Polynesia, and the intrigue, starting with the mysterious healing that breeds chaos in London. This journey guides us through the trials of living in the material world, arriving into enlightened consciousness, perhaps glimpse into the fabric of creation. How is the Atua Man affected by the global healing ministry surrounding him? How does he navigate the complexities of love, forgiveness, life and death, wealth and power? Find out in John Stevenson's TheAtuaMan.com, Apple Books, Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 12ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.12ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 12ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the number one choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4-LAW. That's 1-800-616-4-LAW.
Hi everyone, Dave Levine here. The Dave Levine Show is back on the air, 10 to 11 a.m. Wednesday mornings on KMET 1490. Join me for an hour of Law & Order stories and commentary. Law & Order is now the number one issue for Californians. If you miss it live, you can hear or watch it 24/7 on either SoundCloud or live stream. See you there. Thank you. Can't you see? It took a few seconds.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Joining our live stream audience, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and much, much more. Kindness in the workplace. Is that a thing that you've been promoting? It should be, definitely with the latest that's been going on. Obviously, how do you do that, especially if you're doing it from your own house and or location? I've noticed a lot of people have been not so kind, just going out in public, oddly enough, throwing caution to the wind, and sometimes just being kind of rude. But I find that people are trying, and especially in the workplace, it's something that I hope is happening. Joining us right now is Christina Janzer, who's the Senior Director of Research and Analytics at Slack. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Christina.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thank you for joining us. Christina, obviously, you are one of many that understand the analytics behind communication and, of course, making it possible for workplace members and teams to meet up thanks to Slack. But what are you seeing over there in the return on investment of showing kindness? Is it overrated or is it not rated enough?
Oh, it's definitely underrated. I think that's one of the most important things that we could be thinking about right now. So, what we're seeing with this huge shift to remote work, during the pandemic is there's a lot of positive things. There's a lot of things that are going well, but the main thing that people are really struggling with is sense of belonging and not feeling like they're connected to their colleagues, feeling isolated, feeling lonely. And kindness is such an important way to help combat that. And so, finding those opportunities to express gratitude, to express kindness, I think means so much more now than it ever did before. So it's definitely really important.
Well, and Christina, look, for those that don't know, Slack is I've used it. I had joined a company which used Slack. It was very, very important at the time. This was before COVID, and it was still somewhat new at the time. And it took me a while to kind of get used to it, but I understand like virtual you're able to do that more. To talk about the different things that workplaces can benefit from having this installed at their work and applying this to their employees.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those that don't know, Slack is a channel-based messaging app. And so the easiest way to describe it is it replaces email inside your company. And so it really helps people work together more easily. And when you think about the fact that people are so dispersed right now, there's people working from home, there's some people in the office, people in different countries, different locations. Slack is a way for everyone to sort of come together, to be able to communicate, collaborate, and stay connected. And I think one of the things that we're seeing is, when people are struggling with sense of belonging is I think the first thing that people need to think about, what companies need to think about, is investing in a virtual office. And so, investing in asynchronous tools like Slack will give people the opportunity to stay connected, to, reach out quickly to check in with someone and to make sure that they're doing okay, to express gratitude and appreciation. So you need to have some sort of tool to be able to do that. And Slack is one way to stay connected.
Well, and I'm glad you're talking about this. Obviously, it's Random Acts of Kindness Day, oddly enough. But the reality sometimes can be thrown out when, for example, you're working and you're texting. And I don't know about you, if you've ever been in a relationship where you kind of text something and you kind of are abrupt, people think you're being mean. How do you not be mean and say, no, I'm just trying to get the work done?
It's such a good question. So much meaning is lost when you go from, in-person, face-to-face communication to text. And so what I have found is emojis work so well.
Okay, it's true.
If I text you, like, it's okay, does that mean it's okay good or it's okay bad? And I think adding emojis can really sort of clarify what the feeling is and what the meaning is. And so I think, that's a way to sort of, bring back more sort of personality and humanity to work, but also to sort of clarify intent and meaning. So a thumbs up, smiley face, that stuff really clarifies and also just sort of feels much more personal.
Yeah, sarcasm gets lost on texting unless you add an emoji, right? And it's got to be the right emoji.
Exactly. You have to be very careful about your emoji use.
Yeah. Leave certain ones off there, especially with the workplace. I mean, I would imagine there's some. Look, there's a difference between kindness. We had an expert on about a week ago about you have to be careful because, of course, you've got HR and you've got situations. You don't want to, if it's work, it should stay with work. Try not to cross that. What are some tips that you have on that, but especially in team environments that need to work together? And what are some of the best team environments that you've seen utilize Slack that you probably didn't see happening before, but it works perfect for them?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I think about, the great ways that people are using Slack, one really great example of this is, people spend a lot of time in meetings, right? And I think that's really challenging in the remote world. I think people are feeling fatigue from spending too much time in, video meetings, Zoom meetings. And so I think Slack is a great alternative to that. And so, really rethinking the time that you are spending on video and making sure that it's really the best use of your time. So status meetings, for example. This is a meeting that we have commonly where you sort of update people on what you're working on, the status of a project. And we see a lot of people having video meetings to have those status meetings. And that actually is actually really harmful. And we're seeing that is really, detracting from sense of belonging. It's making people feel worse. And so we've seen people shift those status updates to Slack. So instead of having a live meeting, they just put those updates in channel. And that gives people the flexibility to read them when it's appropriate, when it makes sense for them. It doesn't, lead to people needing to spend more time in meetings. And that actually is improving sense of belonging across the board. And so instead of spending that time just doing routine work updates, spending time in meetings and video meetings, focusing on team building, focusing on building camaraderie, focus on building morale. Like that's what you should be doing in those live meetings. And that's a really, really great use of your time. So you just have to be really intentional about how you're spending that meeting time together.
I'm glad you're bringing that up. Obviously, there's a lot of different apps, and I've seen some businesses say, well, we could just use, maybe Skype, we could use FaceTime, we could do all these, but there's a very particular thing about Slack that really keeps people all on the same page, and you can designate, I believe, certain groups and work environments to be able to work among teams, right?
Absolutely. So, Slack is organized around channels. So you can have channels for any sort of thing. So you can have channels for a project you're working on. You can have a channel for your team. You can have a channel for, a project. And you can also have channels for social things, right? So I'm in a parents channel where we can sort of, share silly stories about what our kids are doing while they're trying to figure out, doing school from home. And so it's a way to sort of stay organized on topic so that people are really up to date on what's happening and can really easily access that information real time.
I didn't think about the family as being kind of your business as well. Rosalie in social media says, darn it, I have to be nice to my coworker, also known as my husband, but it's hard. I hate when he eats loud food. Because you have everything from free, you have for small businesses to large enterprises as well, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. We're seeing everything from the 2-person company to, to multiple thousands of people at companies who are using Slack. And so it's useful for all different types of companies, all different types of projects. We see families using Slack to stay connected and to stay up to date on what's happening. So it's useful across many different use cases.
Well, during this cold blast, I don't know where you're located at, but you got to be careful out there. Make sure to check in regularly, okay?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you again for those that need more information on being kind to one another, especially using Slack. Where can they go?
Slack.com has lots of tips and tricks and also a lot of the research that I mentioned.
All right, Christina Janzer, everybody. Thanks for spending time with us, Christina, and be kind today, okay? Even if somebody's rude to you, is there any response that you can give that they won't be rude?
I think you just got to look at them and say, you look nice today.
Oh, man, you're much kinder than me. I say, what side of the bed did you get up on? Go get yourself a coffee and wake up. But okay, you see, I need work on that. Thank you, Christina.
Sure.
All right. Again, go check it out. Slack. They've got everything from free on up. Let's see. For the free, for small teams trying out Slack for an unlimited period of time, you can do so for free. Includes access to 10,000 of your team's most recent messages, 10 integrations with other apps like Google Drive, Office 365, much, much more. One-to-one voice and video calls between teammates. But if you want to go even to the plus, which is $12.50 a month for larger businesses or those with administration needs, they've got some really good stuff, including great support, face-to-face communication with group voice and video calls of up to 15 teammates. And it's all integrated in that. If you want to go really big, they've got extra large business stuff as well for 500,000 plus users. But there you go. So some cool stuff, some good ways to communicate and stay connected, all for very, very little. And it's an easy app that you download onto your device and you're connected, but also works on your laptop as well. All right, people, we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with a mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness. 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorolocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, you know, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
Welcome back. I guess it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Slack's got it going on over there. Don't slack at work unless you slack with the Slack. So I think that needs a little bit of grease there. I don't think I thought about that one. Anyway, go to Slack and make sure you use kindness while working with your teammates, because you never know. Sometimes people are having a bad day, and you just walked in on a bad day of theirs. For example, Emma Stone. She's downright mean. Did you see her in the new Cruella ad there?
No. Did the trailer come out today?
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
They did.
Oh yeah, and she's all kinds of mean. In the new trailer for Disney's Cruella, the movie focuses on a young version of the 101 Dalmatians villain Cruella de Vil, also known as Devil. But I guess nobody gets that little, de Vil. You get it, Devil. Did you ever get that, Jesse? That's no.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. In 1970s London, young fashion designer Estella Deville becomes obsessed with dogs' skins, especially Dalmatians, until she eventually becomes a ruthless and terrifying legend known as Cruella. The thing is, Stone says in the trailer, I was born brilliant, born bad, and a little bit mad. Along with Stone, Emma Thompson, who plays the Baroness, Joel Fry, Paul Walter Hauser, Mark Strong, and Emily Beecham star in the movie. Craig Gillespie, I, Tanya directed Cruella. Glenn Close, who played Cruella, Disney's 96 remake of 101 Dalmatians, is the executive producer of the film. I'm just going to go on a limb here, Jesse, and say I hope it doesn't do well. You know why? I just can't get around that Emma Stone being Cruella. I like Emma.
That is true. I do like Emma Stone. So hopefully, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully she's not super evil, but she has to be evil. Who wants to cut up dogs?
I just don't want her sticking to that type of character. What if it sticks too long? I know it's just a role. I know. I just like to say. I was a fan of her since what was the movie with the other guy and her dancing? What was that called? And it got a bunch of awards.
Whatever you do, not say La La Land.
La La Land. There you go. That's the one. That was what? It was good. I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it at a good time in my life. Right now, I would be like, blah, I hate La La Land. But before, I would have been like, you know what? La La Land was good. Plus, we met some of the special people there. So actually, we attended it was a screening with the director of it all. And after that, I really appreciated it. It was at the, now it's called the Chinese Theater, but it was the Grauman's Chinese Theater, the big one where they have special screenings at. So, I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, I can't believe that would work," blah 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 blah. But it was a good, fun film, and you know what? It had good meaning because in the end, well, I don't want to tell you the end. The end was kind of depressing, but there you go. Whatever, it's like alternate version of what her life could have been. Blah blah blah. If she would have just done the right thing, got with the right guy, but. Whatever. Okay. Speaking of right guy, I love this couple. Ryan Reynolds and his lovely wife, Blake Lively, have again opened their hearts and checkbooks to help those affected by the pandemic hunger crises. The celebrity couple donated $500,000 to two organizations, Feeding America and Food Banks Canada. Those groups were the beneficiaries of the couple's other $1 million donation to aid the fight against hunger. The couple said in a joint statement, quote, "We are honored and privileged to be able to continue our support of Feeding America and Food Banks Canada. We know the struggles so many of our neighbors faced last year are not over, and we are grateful for the opportunity to help facilitate the important work of food banks across the U.S. and Canada to be able to provide nourishing meals to people in need." In a statement posted on social media, Feeding America thanked the actors for being the hunger fighting dream team. The organization wrote back, "Your second $500,000 gift will make a big difference for people across the country." Food Banks Canada also honored the couple. And you know what, Jesse? I love this couple already. They said, adding to Reynolds, "You continue to be not only our favorite Canadian, but also our favorite superhero." Sorry, Hugh Jackman. Ooh, they did not. Ooh, poor Hugh. He's just never going to live that one down. So there you go. Look, that's good news being done around the world, right?
Oh yeah, that's great news. I love those two, especially when they go back and forth on their Twitter, as they troll each other back and forth. It just shows how much they love each other.
Yeah, they do, and that's the type of thing you hope to see forever. So I'm happy about that. All right, and let's go to our comments, social media. Let's see. And Maria says, "I get my Ember Cup next week. Yay, the 24th. It's the expected arrival date." Awesome. Glad you ordered that. That was one of our discussions with Joel Prevost. Definitely let him know on that. And I think he made a suggestion if you could possibly take a picture with it and then tag us on the morning show. Because just so you know, we don't get paid by them at all, but sometimes it helps to let them know. See, people listen to us. This happened as well. This is interesting. 90 of 95 COVID tests in a Michigan prison came back positive for the highly contagious UK variant. How did that happen, Jesse?
I honestly, you took the words right out of my mouth. How did that happen?
Yeah, the Department of Health and Human Services officials said only 5 of the 95 tests administered didn't yield positive results. Results from 100 more tests from the Bellamy Creek Correctional Facility are still pending. All but 2 of the 90 people who tested positive were inmates. The other 2 were staff members. Testing was started at the prison after an employee was found to have the variant. The officials pointed out that the number of positive COVID results began to decline once daily testing began. Additional precautions against COVID were put into place in the facility as soon as the variant was found there. The daily testing is just one of the new steps. But if a UK variant got into Michigan prison, that's got to make you wonder what else is going on.
Exactly. Either the guards are bringing it in or the prisoners are sneaking stuff in.
Interesting. Yeah. So there you go. Others, of course, are taking necessary precautions. Biden's in the news, of course, trying to get the vaccine supplies up and working. LA, of course, wondering if they're going to go back to school or not. Questions about that. What do you think should be done? I've got my own theories on that, but I think at the end of the day, people are just sick and tired of coronavirus. I saw something about coronavirus fatigue. Do you know what that is?
No, I do not. I've heard of it, but I have never actually. I don't know too much about it. Just I've heard of the term and a bunch of news stories related to it.
Yeah, it's just some are just tired of it, but I always say, as tired as you are of it, just remember we're still in it. Sometimes people can, admittedly, just start kind of throwing caution to the wind. I feel like we're going to go back to that in about a couple weeks, with certain people just wanting to get out and do more stuff as spring rolls around. It's just, especially during the cold winter months, it's one thing to be able to stay in. I remember when this happened last year, when it was very cold, it was simple to stay in, but once it started heating up, nobody wanted to stay in. So I'm hoping, not that people necessarily stay in. I always say get out, get in the sun. Very important to keep moving around. If you have a backyard, spend time in it. I had a conversation last week with a family member who actually did exactly that. They got coronavirus, but they had to keep moving. You got to keep your body moving, keep fighting it, keep upright if you can. Of course, if you need to go to the hospital, go to the hospital, but make sure to get out of your house, go into the sun, even if it's in the backyard. Try that. Get more sun on yourself. Very important, just to help your body feel more alive. Some people don't realize how much that is needed, so be careful out there. And there you go. Now, lots of other stories talking about coronavirus, but here's one that some people are wondering about. Burger King is replacing their chicken sandwich. What? Are you kidding me? No way. The chain said Wednesday it's replacing its current crispy chicken sandwich with a new hand-breaded version. All right, I got to check this one out. Jesse, do you like chicken sandwiches or not?
I do like chicken sandwiches. My mom, she loves the original chicken sandwich from Burger King. She's not a fan of the new one. So as long as they keep the original one, she'll be happy.
This one actually looks pretty delicious, I'm not going to lie. Right? It will be available at Burger King restaurants across the country later this year. The new product, which comes in original or spicy, is made with a savory signature sauce and served with pickles on a potato bun. Competition in the chicken sandwich space is fierce. The success of the Popeyes chicken sandwich, launched in 2019 across the industry, has been launching or improving their own versions of the product. McDonald's, which is hyping its product with hoodies and other swag, is rolling out a trio of crispy chicken sandwiches this month. Wendy's and KFC have also launched new products. Credit Suisse analyst Lauren Silberman said this: chicken has been identified as an opportunity for growth across the industry, with chicken almost twice the size of beef globally and growing at a faster rate. Burger King hopes the new product will improve sales in the key area. They said, chicken is a big business for us. If the guest is going for a top quality chicken sandwich, they might be going somewhere else right now. We're upping our game. Burger King has been working on the new sandwich since 2019. That's a sandwich to work on, huh, Jesse?
Oh yeah, a lot of fast food places have those chicken sandwiches now. Like Jack in the Box, they just released theirs a couple months ago. It looks exactly like that too.
Yeah, the sandwich is sold for around $5. Burger King has tested selling the new sandwich for about $1 less, probably just to get people in there. So, you know what I say about that? I say, good. Why not? We need some variants. I used to have a really good one over at KFC. They had a good chicken sandwich. One which was so good, but you know what are you gonna do? So there you go. Chicken sandwich, is that what you're gonna eat today? Remember, it's National Kindness Day. Be more kind out there than not. And oddly enough, people are talking in social media about David Boreanaz. Did you hear about that?
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's the one who played Angel.
Oh, okay. Please don't tell me he did anything wrong.
He famously played, of course, on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's the latest cast member to express support for former co-star Charisma Carpenter, whose misconduct by series producer Joss Whedon talked about it. Carpenter, known for her breakout role as Buffy's high school nemesis, Cordelia Chase, accused Whedon of creating a hostile environment on set, which she alleged included retaliatory behavior and harassment during her pregnancy. According to this, Joss Whedon abused his power on numerous occasions while working together on the sets of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. The disturbing incidents triggered a chronic physical condition for which I still suffer, she said. It's with a beating, heavy heart that I say I coped in isolation and at times destructively. On Sunday, Boreanaz wrote a response, said, I am here for you to listen and support you, proud of your strength. And then she said, I know you're there for me, David. Appreciate all you've done to demonstrate the support privately as well. And so there you go. They're talking about that it was gross abusive behavior. And you know what? That's one of those things that I'm sure, even though it's like delayed, sometimes they call things out because they're like, you know what are you going to do? Right? You got to call out the stupidness. I got stupidness all around. I believe these two, but there you go. All right, people, make it a great day. Whatever you do, remember, life is worth living. Live it well. Yeah, for those wondering on that story, which I just kind of touched upon, Carpenter initially shared her story in solidarity with actor Ray Fisher, who accused Whedon of gross abusive behavior on the set of the 2017 superhero film Justice League, in which he portrayed DC Extended Universe character Cyborg. Carpenter said she participated in Warner Media's internal investigation of Whedon, as well as Justice League producers Jeff Johns and John Berg. Johns was formerly DC Entertainment's president and chief creative officer, while Berg was formerly Warner Brothers co-president of production. Both ended those roles as the company reevaluated their approach to DC films following the release of Justice League. Warner Brothers, which completed their investigation in December, declined to comment beyond an earlier statement. The studio said, quote, the investigation was conducted by an outside law firm and led by a former federal judge. More than 80 people were interviewed. We have full confidence in their thoroughness and integrity, and remedial action has been taken. A representative for Whedon declined to comment. Warner Bros. Does not own either of Whedon's TV series, which ran in the late 90s to early 2000s. Buffy and Angel were owned and distributed by 20th Century Fox Television, now Disney. Sarah Michelle Gellar, who played the lead role in Buffy, responded to the allegations on her Instagram, saying, while I'm proud to have my name associated with Buffy Summers, I don't want to be forever associated with the name Joss Whedon. Michelle Trachtenberg, who played Dawn Summers in the series, followed with her own statement against Whedon, saying there was a rule saying he's not allowed in a room alone with Michelle again. She wrote in the caption of an Instagram post, with former co-star Amber Benson chiming in, saying Buffy was a toxic environment and it starts at the top. On Saturday, Adam Bush, Tom Lenk, and Danny Strong, who all played villains in season 6 of Buffy, joined the ranks of supporters on Twitter. Says, I support Charisma, Sarah, Amber, and Michelle. I admire the courage and leadership. The truth is powerful and it prevails. Evidently, a lot of questions about that. And, one of those series that you always, has like a forever, I will say, like following, which of course you always wonder at the end of the day, is it worth it to talk about situations like that way later? And I say yes, because sometimes the truth eventually comes out. And when the truth does come out, then all of a sudden people go, wait, what was going on? I just wonder, again, why the truth didn't come out during. But sometimes it's hard in a work environment like that for the truth to come out immediately. So if the truth had to come out eventually, well, it obviously is going to just do it. So there you go. So be careful out there. And again, if you suspect something like that with a coworker and or workmate, especially in the entertainment field. It could be very, 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 very difficult, especially when there's a lot of power and money behind the scenes, which try to shut everybody up. But I'm glad it came to life, whatever it is. Let's see. Maria says, I haven't been eating at Burger King since I was 17. I tell you, it was enough to turn me off from them for life. I have to admit, I remember having Whoppers every now and then, but I think they just like blopped on so much stuff. They didn't take care of it. I just kind of go to In-N-Out and I enjoy my burger done well. Maria says, if I knew in my past about all that sexual abuse in work that I could have done something, I would have taken action on coworkers more than a few times. I used to think those men were lonely losers. I knew they were doing wrong, but was scared to lose my jobs. You know, telling you. And sometimes they are losers, but I'll go with that pretty much. All right, people. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, check out Slack. It's where it's at. It's available for you to check out. And there it is. So if you have questions about it, you just go there. It's a better way to communicate. You can see all the great features there. You can try it for free. It works on your mobile device, works on your laptop as well, and is really good for teammates to kind of have conversations there. Just remember, again, use it appropriately. You could file share. You could do all kinds of things. Got good security. Just remember, whenever you use work products like that, again, your bosses can look at your information because it's pretty public information. So keep it kind, keep it nice, and keep it loving. All right, people, but not too loving, to where you got like HR involved. All right, people, make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Live it well. Bye-bye, everyone.